Dearly beloved of God, greetings. In the passage given for the day, we see how St. Ignatius persevered a whole week fasting without food or drink, wanting in prayer to be healed of his scruples. During that time, his confessor asked him to stop the fast, which he did. But he decided to stop ruminating about his past with a strong will to change and realized that he was free from his scruples. This he deigned as a teaching from God. Secondly, apart from his usual 7 hours of prayer, he helped people with spiritual matters. And during the nights, he had a lot of spiritual enlightenments and consolations coming to him. But this led to inadequate sleep. So he decided after thorough examinations that he would converse with the Lord during the day and sleep in the allotted time. Thirdly, at that time he continued to abstain from eating meat until a day he saw that he could see edible meat appear before him as in real life, with a strong conviction to continue eating meat. Though his confessor asked him to see if he was succumbing to temptation, he realized that this was a teaching from God. Reflections relevant in our day. Firstly, on compromise and the invaluable gift of choice that each of us are endowed with. We see how initially St. Ignatius let his past compromise on his healing in the present, of how he compromised on his sleep due to his enlightenments at night, of how he compromised on his diet, and in all these having good reasons for them. We are called to remember that our life is the sum of the choices that we make, and we are inadvertently led in our paths and walks due to it. Every day we make choices in our personal, professional, interpersonal and social life where we both affect and are affected by them. We sometimes so conveniently make choices that suit our terms and serve our gratifications. It is said that a nation or a people who compromise on their values and principles for their privileges will soon lose both. We cannot compromise on the values and principles of God and call it charity. We are called to consciously examine our choices and decisions in the light of the truth. We are also called to reflect that fasting is only a means to the ends of coming closer to Christ and to grow in holiness, but the means in itself should not become the end. Secondly, we see that a person or a situation that doesn't affect us, but rather how we perceive it, that determines our experience with it. We live our external lives while constantly being shaped by our inner beliefs and perceptions about it. In reality, we only respond to our inner world in the external reality. This we see in the event of how St. Ignatius changed his views on ruminating about his past, changed his views on relating with God and deciding to take adequate sleep, and changed his views about taking meat again. It was a change in his perception for the better. Likewise, we are called to non-judgmentally observe our thoughts of how we see ourselves, how we see others, and how we see the world, and to gain positive perspectives, positive appreciations, and rewards towards them, remembering that as a person thinks, so they are. We are called to reflect also that sleep for the body and the spirit of service should go together for an integrated spirituality. And lastly, we are called to reflect about our diet. Anything that we see as given to us as a gift from God should be received with gratitude and considered holy. We also see that in all these things, St. Ignatius transcended to higher living, and his actions and decisions not only added meaning and purpose, but it was ignited with passion and flow. In the continuum of languishing, living and flourishing, we are called to flourish, to live passionately in the things that we commit ourselves to, thus making our inner selves flourish regardless of our external stressors. Remembering that we are driven or rather orchestrated by our passions. We are today called to transcend in our living to such passionate living to our cause.